Hello there, folks. Hope you're all doing well. Here at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, California, and just discovered this recently with this insane courtyard filled with palms. So there's quite a few palms around campus, but there's some concentrated areas where they have a bunch of them planted, like here. And these aren't like the most common species either. This is super, super cool. And most of these look very, very old, like that Jubaea. Look at that thing. That is just unbelievable. That's like an ancient palm. So, yeah, I'm guessing that. So you see this building here, which is probably from like the 30s or something. Just judging by the style, I'm guessing these were probably planted around then, because this part looks newer over here. But that is just amazing. So let's go over and take a look. So got some sort of Livistona here. That one looks like Livistona chilensis. That one is the smallest one there. And this looks different, maybe Livistona australis or something. Of course, the Jubaea chilensis. That thing is just unbelievable. Look at all the fruit under it too. There's Caryota. I don't know which species that is. One of you guys knows in the comments, you can tell me. I would appreciate that. I would love to learn. Look at the Canary Island palms out there too. It just shows you the climate we're in. Perfect Mediterranean climate. For all sorts of stuff. Look at these palms though. So you got the big washy in the back there. That's the one super common palm. Obviously, it's everywhere in California. Huge Washingtonia robusta there. This Bahia armata, one of the biggest I've ever seen. Actually, it's massive. Probably a good 40 feet. And then that's like a Phoenix, maybe Phoenix Reclinata. You guys can also let me know, because I should probably know that. Yeah, definitely not CIDP or a common day palm. Just tell it's got a smaller crown. The leaning trunk and everything. It's very interesting. So, just amazing. And the leaves on that Caryota are massive. So that one still looks relatively young, but that Jubaea is just ancient. This is one of the coolest palm gardens. Definitely that I've seen on campus, and really that I've ever seen. It's just the collection of mature specimens is just awesome. Absolutely love it. So, yeah, if you guys are here at Cal Poly ever, check this out. Definitely come over here. This is the what building? This is the business, College of Business building over here. The football stadium is right over there. So you can see the huge Canary Island palm there. Big redwoods too. You know, it's funny. This is like this Mediterranean climate is so ideal. You know, you'll see everything from like normal deciduous trees, ginkgo, sweet gum, like you'll see back in DC where I'm from, or you know, you'll see everything from like tropical palms, ficus trees, and everything in between. So this kind of like, you know, mild year-round climate, rarely very hot or cold. It's just ideal in my opinion. You know, I actually prefer this to a tropical climate because there's still the challenge of like growing tropical species. Like there's a big royal palm here on campus you might have seen, I got a video of, but those are by no means, this is by no means an ideal climate for a royal palm. It's actually towards the edge of where they can grow. It's a very healthy specimen, but there's still a challenge of growing all these tropical palms that are sort of on the edge. And yet it's still obviously such an ideal climate. You can grow a lot of basically all subtropical palms, dry climate palms, because this is still a pretty dry climate. And then, you know, tropical palms just need a lot of watering, but many of them grow here too. So in my opinion, Mediterranean climate, and it's also like the most comfortable for humans. It's just like perfect year round. You know, highs in the 60s to 70s, sometimes in the 80s, and then lows like, you know, basically 40s to 60s year round, or 40s to 50s. So it's just ideal, weather-wise and palm-wise. And yeah, that Jubaea just is insane. Look at that thing. So crazy. And you can see this sort of like silverish coloration in some of the leaves, which I love. I think it's at least as beautiful as Canary Island day palm, and I have no idea why Canary Island day palms are everywhere in California, but Jubaea are so rare. And I love Canary Island day palms. I absolutely love them, but I just wish Jubaea was as common. And thankfully, I also got a video of it just down there next to those, next to the stadium. There's a row of young Canary Island day palms that they planted, I guess, like within the last decade. So that'll one day be a row lining the street of a dozen or a dozen and a half massive Jubaea chilensis. But for now, this is the big specimen on campus. This thing is unbelievable. And you can tell just how old it is, because only at a very old age do the trunks begin to taper. And I've seen pictures of them in the wild, where they're like 100-something feet tall. This one's not quite as big, but you know, this is a good 60, 70 feet probably. And you can see that, I don't know if you can see it in the shade there, but the trunk actually thins out and it becomes super skinny up there. Like basically the thickness of that Bahia trunk. So This is the most massive palm in the world, meaning it weighs the most. It's not the tallest, but it weighs the most because its trunk is so thick and huge. But with age, the trunk begins to taper and actually gets really slim towards the top. So it'll continue to grow. This is by no means a full-size Jubaea, but it's obviously mature and it is very, very old. So one of the biggest, if not the biggest, I've ever seen. And again, just shows you the perfect climate for all these species, especially the Jubaea, which is from a Mediterranean climate in Chile, very similar to here. So it doesn't get much better than that for them. And you can see just how healthy it is, the results. These are beautiful, healthy palms, and clearly irrigated because this grass is so nice and green. All the grass around campus, they irrigate really all the palms because they get almost no rain all summer, most of fall and winter, like almost zero rain for months sometimes. Really, winter is the only wet season, which is the rainy season. That's when most of the rain comes. So no watering needed then, but the rest of the year, you kind of got to give them supplemental watering. Some stuff like Washingtonia that are from drier climates may survive the whole year with no water. It is a myth that palms require a ton of water. It just depends on the species. Washingtonia really require none, and you see it as evidenced by the fact that they naturalize everywhere in California in between the cracks in the sidewalk. Obviously, if they needed a ton of water, they wouldn't be naturalizing like that. But obviously something like Caryota, probably more water requirement. So it just depends on the palm. But they do water all these palms, and again, you can see just how healthy they are. Every one of these is an incredibly healthy specimen. Caryota sometimes get like leaf yellowing here because the soil's not great, but you can see it's maybe fertilized, maybe it's not, but nonetheless, that is a very healthy specimen and also a pretty young one. So I'm excited to see how that does. That's got many, many years ahead of it, and I'm sure these all do. But the Brahia, that Phoenix specimen over there, and the Jubaea, I'm guessing are the oldest of them because those are massive, and the Washi probably too. Probably close to, if not 100 years old. I'm guessing it was put in when this building was built. My guess is like 1930-ish, so closing in on 100 years probably. Just amazing. Let me know your thoughts, folks, here in San Luis Obispo, Cal Poly. And just an ideal climate. So cool. Have a good one, folks.